everybody, this is Tom with the Board Gamer. Today we're going to do a quick overview and review for this game. If you want the full how-to, go ahead and click this icon up here or the link in the description. Now let's get into it. Keep the Heroes Out is a 1 to 6 player game for ages 14 and up with an average gameplay length of 45 to 60 minutes, published by boardgames. The basic overview of Keep the Heroes Out has players working together to defend their dungeon from invading heroes. By playing cards from your hand, these cards will help you move, attack, and activate rooms and abilities. Once a player has played all the cards they wish, the heroes will enter the dungeon in an attempt to loot your vault. If they open your vault chest, you lose, but if you keep them out for 2 waves, the players win. When playing Keep the Heroes Out, I initially made the game harder than it should have been. After looking up some of the rule clarifications and reading the rules as we played them, we finally got a handle on all the questions we had and played smoothly from there on. The cute meeples are what first attracted me and my partner to this game, and after the initial hurdle of me overcomplicating our first few games, we got a good handle on the rules and enjoyed every minute of the scenarios we played so far. Now let's look at what makes this dungeon so desirable to the heroes and if you will desire it as well. Now before we go too deep into the other components of this game, let's take a minute and look at these meeples. These adorable looking monsters are what attracted me to this game. Their whimsical little faces and their chibi-like bodies always bring a smile to my face. And if that was not enough, the whimsical art continues onto all the cards. From the starting cards for each monster clan to the loot cards you can add to your deck. The art is fun to look at and very well done. At first glance, the actions are a bit confusing, but once you learn what all the icons mean, or just have the back of the rulebook handy, they are easy to understand. The cards are thick enough to hold their shape, but thin enough to be able to shuffle them with ease. The dungeon rooms are full of detail and are made of thick cardboard. However, the edges seem to be already fraying with not a lot of use, so just be careful when handling them to make sure they last a long time. The cardboard tokens are well made and have the same whimsical art style. The hero tokens are the same as the other tokens. They do sell meeple replacements for the heroes, but I found them too similar to the monster meeples and could cause a bit of confusion. Plus, they were pretty pricey in my opinion, but all the components for Keep the Heroes Out are made well and look great. Keep the Heroes Out is a cooperative game, which can be good and bad when discussing ease of play. Since it's a cooperative game, teaching or walking new players through the game makes it easier than other types of games. However, since it is so easy to show others how to play, it is very easy to take over and play for them. Make sure you know who you're playing with and that they enjoy this type of game and are not too timid. It is very easy to point out what someone else should do instead of letting the player decide for themselves. But if that is not an issue, the actions and order of things can be a little bit confusing at first. But thankfully both the rulebook and the dungeon book have an action guide as well as a hero flowchart to help you understand the game. Most icons and order of things are pretty self-explanatory, but it always helps to have those guides handy just in case. When discussing luck and strategy and Keep the Heroes Out, it's pretty obvious that it leans more towards strategy than luck. You are limited by the luck of the cards you draw, but you will always have enough to strategize for your turn. Also, being a cooperative game, you can ask others for their opinion if you feel stuck. Just be careful not to rely on others too much, or else you end up watching the game more than playing it. In order to avoid bad luck, you'll want to remove the heroes as soon as possible, as well as keep the scenario goals in mind. If you ignore either too many times in a row, it can snowball and lead to a failed scenario. So strategize appropriately and keep those heroes out of your home. Given the amount of scenarios in the dungeon book and the different number of monster clans, I think Keep the Heroes Out has a very good amount of replayability. Not only that, once you've mastered the scenarios, you can build your own and make them as easy or as difficult as you would like. And if you're really looking for a challenge, you can always choose your difficulty levels before starting any scenario, making it as challenging as you want it to be. But choosing the right monster clans for the scenario is also important. Playing with your favorite is all well and good, but that will also alter the difficulty at times. So be sure and keep that in mind when playing, and enjoy keeping the heroes out for as long as it remains in your collection. One of the strongest things Keep the Heroes Out has going for it is the theme. The humor it brings in with its monster cards and the room tiles ties it all together. This dungeon is your home. You must defend it. But everything is cute and chibi, making it less serious and more entertaining. This leads into the emotional connection it provides for its players. Young or old, veteran or newbie, this game is visually appealing enough to catch your attention and entertaining enough to keep it. I was personally drawn in by the meeples, and the game sounded pretty fun. And playing the game, not only were my feelings validated, I am still enjoying playing the game, and I am happy with this purchase. This is a fun, cooperative game that can be added to any collection. Just be sure to work together, or avoid that altogether, and just play it solo. Either way, this board gamer says, Keep the Heroes Out is not boring. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.